in London announced the winners of the 6 licenses for the Greater London area. Out of 41 applicants, the authority awarded 3 local radio licenses on FM and 3 on medium wave.
Capital Radio got 2, thereby continuing its existing services on 95.8 megahertz with adult contemporary music and classic hits on 1548 kilohertz. Crystal FM is a new station with adult contemporary music on FM somewhere in the band between 105 and 108 megahertz. London Christian Radio has been awarded a license for what's described as speech-based programs reflecting the beliefs and values of the Christian faith.
London Christian Radio has been allocated no less than 3 radio frequencies for when they go on the air next summer. I asked LCR spokesman Peter Meadows how that'll work.
We've been granted a license for a mini-synchronous network. In other words, this is 3 associated AM frequencies combined as one license, which will cover the Greater London region.
So you'll actually have 3 transmitters?
We'll have 5 transmitters, as it happens. We'll have a central transmitter on 1 frequency. We'll have transmitter in the north and the south using a second frequency. And a transmitter in the east and 1 in the west, making 5 on the 3rd frequency, to give us an extensive coverage around the Ring of London, as well as the central area as well.
Is there any link between London Christian Radio and some of the other organisations, religious organisations on the air already in Europe, like Transworld Radio?
No, there's no official link, although we know Transworld, and one of their team, Dave Adams, is someone who met with us in the early days and helped us to formulate some of our thinking.
Peter Meadows. The frequencies allocated to London Christian Radio are 1332, 1386 and 1413 kilohertz. 1386 is a bit worrying for Radio Netherlands because we use that frequency in the evenings for European coverage. Oh well.
Richard Branson's Virgin Radio got a license on the 105, 108 megahertz subband to put out rock music and local programs specifically for London. Last but not least, Radio Viva got a license for 963 kilohertz for speech and music in a magazine format. Amongst the losers were Radio France International, which had hoped to get access to the London market for its programs from Paris, and World Radio Network, which wanted a medium wave frequency to rebroadcast its selection of international broadcasters from around the world.
The licenses were awarded at a time when UK commercial radio is doing better than its critics had ever expected. In the quarter between April and June of this year, UK commercial radio stations pulled in nearly £53 million revenue. That's 23% up on the same period last year. Radio is now the fastest growing advertising medium in Britain, outstripping newspapers, magazines, television and billboards. For the last 20 years, radio's failed to get more than 2% of the advertising cake. But last year, that rose to 3.4%, and now the UK Radio Advertising Bureau is estimating the figure should grow to 5% within the next 4 years. The establishment of national commercial networks such as Virgin Radio and Classic FM is part of the reason. So commercial radio is on course to overtake the public BBC in terms of audience share by the end of the year.